Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the All Pro JAFFOs, where we bring you the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan. I am your host, JP.
Hey, yo.
And with me, as always, the 6'10 beast from the Southeast, Mr. Country K.
I ain't scared of you, motherfucker.
And behind the boards for us today, marvelous Maverick is
I
with
admit I
us.
don't look like the athlete of the day supposed to look. My belly's just a little big. My hand is just a little big. But, brother, I am bad, and they know I'm bad.
I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. This episode brought to you by Groundbreaking Enterprises, a prime real estate company ready to buy your house as is. Considered selling? Then you need to call Groundbreaking Enterprises at 510-646-7891 and get your free no obligation offer. Now sell your home with Groundbreaking Enterprises. I think I pissed off a lot of people on social media. Because since this morning, and we've had this conversation before, you and I, but I was on Twitter today, checking the toxic pool that is Twitter, and I saw the World Boxing Council, the WBC. They put up a post, and it said, which is more impressive? Going 50-0, and we're talking about Floyd Mayweather, or 107 6-2 record, and we're talking about Julio Cesar Chavez. Now, Kay, you and I have talked about Floyd Mayweather before, and this comparison of when we talk about the greatest boxers of all time. So I put my opinion down. I said Floyd ducked fights under the mask of not enough money or they aren't worth my time. Whereas Chavez fought literally anybody that they put in front of him. Um, with Chavez in 13 years, he went 87-0 before his first loss. Floyd went 50-0 in 21 years. Not saying Floyd wasn't great, but you can also ask Floyd's daddy and his uncle about how good Chavez was, meaning both of them fought Chavez back when they were fighting. And I had also had to make a point because everyone seems to think, Chavez was fighting nobodies and all this other kind of people were getting so mad and defensive over this that I had to break down things to him. And I looked at the first 17 fights, which was a span of 2 years, about 2.5 years actually, for Floyd Mayweather. And he fought nobodies. It was a pat the stats style of thing. And people are going, oh, Chavez fought, plumbers and taxi drivers and all this other shit back in the, his first, 50 fights or whatever were against bums. And I thought about it going like, did you just hear his first? We're comparing 50 fights where in that span of time, he fought world-class fighters. Comparing to a 2.5 year span where Floyd only had 17 fights under his belt. I also made it the point that Julio Cesar Chavez started his boxing career at the age of 17 years old. By the time he was 20, he was already a champion, and he was already fighting the big-time money fights by the time he was 20 years old. Floyd started when he was 19 and didn't start getting notable fights until he was 21 going on 22. There's a difference in these stuff. People want to talk about like, oh, well, quality over quantity. What are we talking about? No, and most of these people have never fucking seen the Chavez fight going later than 1991. Nobody knows shit about Chavez's career and dominance throughout the 80s. So it's like, if you have no idea what was going on, how can you make an honest argument about this situation? Because Floyd, later on in his career, ducked fighters. He ducked Pacquiao for a while. When Pacquiao went on that run where he was just knocking everybody out left and right, Floyd came up with every excuse possible not to fight Pacquiao. And then when Pacquiao got that upset loss KO to Juan Manuel Marquez, then all of a sudden Mayweather wanted to come out, oh, yeah, you're not worth my time and everything. Bro, you ducked him, plain and simple. And I know Hans would probably disagree with me on this, but I truly feel a lot of the fighters, like, yes, he fought in retrospect a good amount of world champions, but a lot of those world champions, rarely ever did you see Mayweather fight one of those 25 champions that he so-called faced during their prime. Very rarely did he do it during their prime. He might have done that when he was younger, fought a couple of guys, Zab Judah and everybody else when he was younger, when he was Pretty Boy Floyd. But when he got older, became Money Mayweather, he ducked everyone until it was either way before their prime or well after their prime. So that's the whole argument that I made. But people just, you know how Twitter gets. Doesn't make any sense with some of these arguments that people made. I even showed somebody proof. I said, here, this is in a span of 2.5, 3 years that Floyd did. And this dumb son of a bitch was like, that was all in 1 year, right? Motherfucker, you can't count, right? From 90 fucking 6 to 98, that's 1 year. I stopped. I was like, no, okay. I'm gonna stop replying to some of these people because now the intelligence in these replies is worse than zero. So, and people are still right now, they're arguing with each other at this point, so that's good for me. I don't have to put I already put my 2 cents, I put my facts down, I put all my shit. They can argue amongst each other. I don't give a fuck.
All right.
That's fine.
I was waiting for a break.
Go ahead.
All right. Firstly, I'm trying to figure out the best way to address this.
I feel like you're about to be highly upset.
No. Firstly, are these just straight fans or they're pundits? Or is it a mix?
There's a mixture.
So, all right.
There's a couple of people that I saw that were verified over 1,000 followers and all that kind of stuff. There were some that I was talking to about that on that level. Other ones in the hundreds and stuff like that.
All right. So here's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, all y'all fans, I wouldn't necessarily say they ain't see it because, to be honest with you, you was born after 91 yourself. So,
right, but I also had a grandfather who had Julio Cesar Chavez taped fights all the way from the beginning.
All right, so how do you know they don't? That's what I'm saying. That was my point. You don't know.
I know they don't because their responses.
Not necessarily. They still can. They can, like, they can still be a fan of somebody and then see somebody else. Because I'll ask you this question before I finish my points.
Hmm.
Do you feel like the game of boxing evolved technically as the years progressed since, let's say, 92? Because you put 91 at the as mark point. Let's say 92. Has the game of boxing evolved from 1992 technically to 2023 as far as skill set?
I would say yes, sometimes for better, sometimes for worse. Boxing has had a very like roller coastery, there was an era where it was like, holy shit, this is incredible. And then there was an era of like, why the fuck are we even watching boxing anymore? This is pointless.
Mhm.
And then back to, now we're having a generation of fighters come in that are, ridiculous and very skilled, very talented. The main thing that I think that is evolved, and in my opinion, it's kind of for the worse. And to be honest, I kind of feel like Mayweather's a little bit behind this. The evolution of the mindset of the fighter. Because if you really look at the training hasn't really changed over the years, to be completely honest. Nutrition and stuff like that, maybe. But when it comes to the actual physical training, not much has changed.
Well, then you just pretty much shot yourself in the foot by saying nutrition, because nutrition is the biggest thing to being a boxer and have high stamina like that to be able to go 10 to 12.
Right, but that doesn't mean that what I mean by nutrition is I'm not saying that boxers back in the day didn't take care of their bodies with good nutrition and
They
everything like that.
didn't.
I'm
Not
saying the technology of the recovery medications and all this other
the
that
nutrition,
type of
dude.
nutrition that's evolved over time.
Look, we're athletes, bro. You all, like, regardless if it's boxing, football, basketball, track, or whatever the fuck, nutrition is key. Your body
Right,
doesn't respond and doesn't recover fast without proper nutrition, proper
right.
hydration. So with the knowledge comes the understanding that as time progressed, back in the gap, it was a bunch of motherfuckers that was out there smoking cigarettes in between fucking rounds. You see what I'm saying? So again, when they're saying shit like bums, they're saying as far as being a complete athlete out there really able to fucking do everything that motherfuckers of today is doing. So again, yes, Floyd probably fought a lot of motherfuckers out of their prime, but a lot of that shit, yeah, he probably was right, because again, his name was emerging and their name was declining. In that place, you don't make a grand fight. You helping somebody else out, and it's not a grand fight. It'll be a main event, but I'm helping this motherfucker out. So at
Right.
that point, Floyd holds all the cards. He holds
Well,
all.
I mean, look, so here's the thing. I do understand the I may not fully agree with it, but I do understand the A side, right? We're the ones who are basically bringing in the pay-per-views. We're the draw for the money. So under our terms and everything like that is the only way that this, goes down.
All right. Well, then
So
that's key. We're
no,
boxing.
so like I understand that concept, but again, I don't necessarily agree with it because that to me, because again, I guess from watching a different era, and then even in this era, how certain fighters present themselves, the hunger to want to keep fighting, to have as many fights as possible in a year, to want to just go, just fight. They're
A
not
lot,
picking and choosing. They're not.
a lot of that shit was because, again, bro, we aspired, both of us, we aspired to become professional athletes, right? We're taking a child's game or a hobby, a sense, or something you're really good at to make money. So again, most of them fighters had to take a shitload of fights because they weren't getting paid but pennies in comparison to now. You see what I'm
Mm,
saying? They're getting a lot of money. Like, all of us are trying. Like, at the end of the day, those boxers, they can have the want and the will to fight and not get paid. You just fight in the fucking street. You know what I mean? Like, nobody would
Don
come.
King fucked over a lot of people, bro.
I got that, but I'm saying is like, again, the reason why Floyd changes the game, he's able to take that stance, is because he made everybody get paid. You see what I'm saying? He went from Pretty Boy Floyd to Money Mayweather for a reason. You see what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like, because he evolved the money aspect of boxing. because he became the draw, and he evolved his fight game to a more defensive style as he got older. So if you look at it from a technical standpoint, yeah, a lot of people gonna side with Floyd, because if you look at his evolution, he wasn't a one trick pony. He evolved. He became something to be able to. He did. He went from a very attack first to more 100% defense towards the end. You see what I'm saying? So
he became primarily the counter punch fighter. And again, I've always said this. I'm not saying at all that Floyd Mayweather is not a great fighter or wasn't a great fighter.
Right.
I master of the of defense, the counter punching, the speed in those counter punches, and it's unmatched. It really is.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, with the record, when it comes down to 107 wins, over 50-0, that to me shows a guy's willingness no matter what. And again, people forget. People didn't want to, like, big time fighters and stuff. They didn't want to fight Chavez. Same goes for Floyd. There were guys, especially early on in his career, that hell no, nobody wanted a piece of Mayweather. But the same thing went for Chavez. Nobody wanted to fight Chavez. So Chavez was in a point where, shit, I'll take whoever I can get. I'll fight whoever.
Yeah, you got bills to pay.
Yeah, it's like, I don't got time to waste with these fucking cowards. I don't give a shit.
Hey.
Give me whoever. I don't care. That's what that told me.
Hey, look, I'm telling you, I feel like you're missing that point. If he's beating people's ass, that means he can't get fights. He can't pay his bills. So you rack up a shitload of fights, fighting a bunch of people, like they said, a bunch of bullshitters, a bunch of ass wipes, because he's not able to get fights. Most of his fights probably was quality until he got to a point where he was whooping too many people's ass. People was ducking. So he had to get any fight at that point.
So then why do we fault him for that? Shouldn't that be one of those things like that we should look at? Like, yeah, he has bums on the list, but there's a reason for that, because not a lot of people wanted to fight him because of how good he was.
Yeah, you kind of fault him for that, because at the same time, you're faulting Floyd for leveraging the money aspect. You see what I'm saying? Because again, they're professional fighters. And the main thing about that, they're fighting for money, bro.
Yeah, but the way he did it, though, the way he did it, I mean, again, how he did it, he got his money. Nobody has to agree with me, honestly.
Bro,
I'm not trying to like sway anybody. Like, people are gonna feel how they're gonna feel about it. But the way I see it, the way he went about it,
made people want him to lose, which made
them exactly. One, he just
watch him lose.
I've watched professional wrestling. Maverick, you can attest to this. Ain't nothing like a good heel that could just piss you off, but just keeps like backing up what there's. He was great at promoting. 100%. Had the gift of gab for sure. Couldn't read worth of shit, but he has the gift of gab.
Well, not sure that is. That was a funny joke, though.
But with him, it just, the way it was kind of like, I'm going to pick and choose like when I want to fight somebody, because, because if you really look at it, his prized asset was the record. If he lost that record, the marketability of how he was goes out the window.
Nah, you have the shit perspective now. Now, I was with you for half of that shit, but now you're way off base. I'm telling you, you're not factoring in money. You have to factor in the money. You can't just overlook the money. They're professional athletes, bro. They're doing that shit for bread.
I mean,
have to
Mayweather kind of had to, because he gambled all of his shit away. That's on him, though. He had plenty of money to be able to put that shit away and put savings and all that other kind of stuff.
Okay, but again, it's not about just having enough money for the people's perspective. It's having enough money to have a seat at the table to make real calls and real shots. That's what he's trying to be able to do. At the end of the day, every professional athlete, like say football, for instance, every football player, if they go to the NFL, their ultimate dream is to own a team. That's a billionaire's company's thing. You're not gonna make that being an athlete unless you're saving every fucking penny and you're not moving into a area that you have to live in because motherfuckers know you have money. Because in order to get that status, you got to be real good to get big ass contracts, big ass endorsement deals. You get what I'm saying? So in order to do that, in Floyd's perspective, you have to become the heel. You have to want everybody to not like you to watch you lose. So now if you're buying each fight, just like this the fight Floyd gonna lose, this the fight Floyd gonna lose. And now he got more people hating him watching the fight than people cheering for him. So now he still wins because he get a big ass pot because now all people just bought this pay-per-view. Now all these people's in the fucking stadium. And now he's getting bigger venues because they have to fit more people because there's more haters in this crowd. So it's like you got to think about it from that perspective. Floyd is a very smart businessman from that perspective of being a heel and being an entertainer.
Absolutely.
So again,
100%.
it's the exact same.
I agree with that.
The wrestling blueprint. If you look at it from a wrestling blueprint, he is trying to get the SummerSlam, WrestleMania, and all that bullshit. Am I right? Is that the big event? Am I right? Because I'm not a wrestling fan like you two.
No, you're spot on.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So he became the heel from that perspective. He can't be Pretty Boy Floyd. If he's just Pretty Boy Floyd the entire time, that shit wouldn't make no, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't make it like that. It wouldn't pop. Become Manny Mayweather, I'm doing it for the money. Fuck that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he probably understood the market and looked at the fucking landscape of the shit because it was getting boring, because it was weak. You get what I'm saying? Because people was disinterested in fighting. So now who makes more people come to you? A heel. A heel to make anything pop. It ain't gonna be the hero. Ain't no hero without a villain. You see what I'm saying?
And usually people show up to watch the villain get their ass kicked.
Exactly. So the thing is, Floyd has to become that villain. So yeah, he pick and choose his fights. That makes sense because you can't just fight anybody. You getting them popular now. You see what I'm saying? Everybody he lost to blew the fuck up. He beat Canelo. Canelo was emerging, but Canelo blew the fuck up after Floyd. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with Conor McGregor. Every fucking body he don't fought after he fucking became this.
I still don't like the fact that Conor McGregor is part of that 50-0.
I got that, but
I don't like that.
Hey, look, that's what the boy wanted to do. The boy, Conor McGregor was healing his shit, whooping everybody's ass, and he started talking real crazy. You see what I'm saying? So two heels going to get each other. Everybody was watching that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was watching that motherfucker.
Yeah, but that was the first.
Who came out?
I gotta give credit to Conor in this case.
Open y'all's eye if you could. That's how people thought.
But I mean, I got to give it to Conor because the way Conor fought, Floyd changed his style. He looked like Pretty Boy Floyd again. He was on the aggression. He was pushing.
So Maverick says AWE has MJF for that exact reason.
Yeah. That dude can fucking talk.
See what I'm saying? That sells tickets, bro. So you got to look at Floyd's stance a little different. Like, I understand Julio Cesar Chavez had a lot of fights, but a lot of that shit, people probably are counting that. Like, at a certain point, he couldn't get fights. So the man had to pay his bills. Yeah, he gonna whoop motherfuckers' asses. But at a certain point, the man couldn't get no damn fights. We understood it was livelihood at that point.
87-0. He had 74 knockouts at that time, too. Like,
man couldn't get fights, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but see, I don't look at that as like something to hold against him. I look at that as something to actually think about going, fuck, people were afraid to fight this guy. Now, I'm not saying like Julio Cesar Chavez nor Floyd Mayweather were the only fighters to ever come out that people were scared to fight. Look at Mike Tyson, for example. People were terrified of that man for good reason.
Your example just proved my point, but
no, it's just, but I don't hold that against Mike. I don't hold that. I wouldn't hold that against Floyd. People ducking him and everything like because they were afraid to fight him. I don't hold that against him.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you think about it, if you're making Floyd the heel,
I make Floyd the heel when he's the one ducking others. That's when I make him the heel.
Hold on, let me read what Maverick says. He said, if they make a guy like MJF champion, you'll want a top babyface to step up and build those main event matches, butts in the seats.
100% true. Butts in seats.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like, bro, like I'm telling you, you gotta sell tickets.
What do they say in the wrestling? What Bubba Ray Dudley? Strike a chord, sell a ticket.
Telling you. So that's what I'm trying to get you to understand, bro. Like, I feel like you're looking at
And I
Floyd.
don't give a fuck what anybody says. Professional wrestlers know their shit, man.
Yeah, but every boxer is gonna be like, I want to fight him. I want to fight him. Yes, because that's gonna make you popular. That's gonna make you popular. Yeah, you want to fight him.
No.
That's why he graced everybody that he felt like had an actual shot. It'll be an actual decent fight to be able to sell tickets to be able to do certain things.
Well,
That's how.
it was a good. It was. I mean, it was productive conversation with people.
Right.
Up until people just started talking bullshit. Then I just checked out. I was like, all right, I'm not gonna be a part of it anymore. Y'all can fight amongst each other. I don't give a fuck. I'm done with it. As soon as it starts becoming stupid, I'm checking out. I'm checking out. There's only so much toxicity I can deal with. Honestly. But having productive conversations about it, especially like the one that we're having right here, because you're making great points. Like it makes sense. But it's like, why can't more people talk like this? I don't understand.
Well,
It's not that difficult. Fuck.
well, a lot of people don't even understand that. But like I said, a lot of people do. Like a lot of them don't understand to take a different angle first. It's like it's easier for a lot of people to shoot your credibility down to make themselves seem smarter. You see what I'm saying? Like if they try to shoot your credibility down, then say all of that shit, then it makes them seem like a fucking genius. But if they actually say these points and then it's like, all right, it's understood, then it's over with. You know what I'm saying?
Some people are like, oh, like, tell me you're a casual boxing fan without telling me you're a casual boxing fan. I was like, well, then fucking tell me something. If I don't know, talk to me. Nothing. Exactly. Shut the fuck up. If you're not going to come with receipts, bitch, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. I don't want, if you're not going to come up with an actual point to back up, you're just going to talk shit without any points. Fuck off. That shit does not work with me. I will bury your ass like I did a few people on here. Gain some followers because of it. Shout out to those guys. Yeah, I just, if we're gonna have a productive conversation, let's have a fucking productive conversation. If I'm wrong, for my opinion, tell me why. If it makes sense, I'll agree. If it doesn't make sense, I won't. It just, that's just how it is. If you can convince me again from what I've seen compared to what I've seen, I've seen Floyd from the beginning of his career all the way to the end. I've seen the videos and everything else like that, and from basically 93 when I was conscious, especially like in 93, 94, all the way up until Julio retired, I watched his fights then. So from what I've seen from both fighters, this is how I develop my opinion. I'm not blowing shit out of my ass. This is what I've actually seen. So it's like that's why I'm saying if people have a different opinion, that's completely fine. But y'all motherfuckers better have receipts. If you're gonna talk shit, you better have something to back it up. But I mean, hey, Twitter will be Twitter, right?
Most definitely.
And this motherfucker said, "Okay, prove it." Read the comments, bitch. You're late. You're way late.
Well, a lot of
Proven it enough. You can
look,
kiss my ass.
you got interaction from another motherfucker. That's all I mean.
Yeah, I was gonna say let them fight it out here.
What you should do though next is clip this conversation and then fucking put that up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely will.
And
Before we move on, ladies and gentlemen, this is also brought to you by our friends over at Gunner Sports. Step your game up this offseason and enroll in Gunner Sports Academy for the clinics going until July 26th. Go to gunnersports.com to register. Shout out to Leslie, the CEO there of Gunner Sports, and everybody else that handles that. They also do the Bay Area Cali Classic every year, which we've been to for the last 2 years, and it's been awesome every single time. So again, gunnersports.com. Go register now. there's a part of me that wanted to talk NBA. But then there's another part of me that I feel like we've talked about it, and everything else that's come up since then has kind of been a repeat of what we talked about. So we're at a point now where one, I the NFL people, there's nothing going on in the NFL. Sorry, there's just nothing whatsoever going on that's worth um really anything to talk about at this point, other than the draft just happened, a little while ago. That was kind of the big thing at that point. And then after that, it's just simple OTAs. There hasn't been really any trades of noteworthy free agency pulls that have been, yeah, there's talk about other people, but there's really nothing going on in the NFL. NBA just had their draft. Um, Summer League and everything's going to be coming up with them. No off season for the fucking NBA apparently. Um, you guys already know we don't talk baseball for the obvious reasons. Um, A7FL, um, guys, go to a7fl.com/championship and get your tickets. Everybody, for the combine, if you're trying to get in there, it's actually limited to only 200 people. So, and your payment of, I believe it was 65 last I checked. Not only will you get into the combine, but that also pays for your admission and stuff like that into the A7FL championship and all um the festivities during the weekend. So get in there now before all the spots get filled up. Uh Go register. If you're not going to be in the combine, you just want to enjoy the weekend and stuff, they have um tournaments and stuff like that. They got an esports tournament that's coming up.
Question.
Uh they have an indoor arena game that's going to happen.
Question.
Um
Question.
Go ahead.
This all these other events outside of the combine. Were you able to sign us up for those? Are we able to sign up for those? Because I want
We
to sign up for those.
we are we just need to get to, again, the registration spots and everything like that. We just got to go to those and fill those out.
All right. That's
But yeah, if we want to participate in any of the things, we can. But the real big story about the A7FL right now, and I was just watching the other side of the ball before we got onto the show here, and so much spicy talk is happening. The Matt Ryan versus Casey Cox 40-yard dash run was a big part of the conversation. They were thinking of terms of like, what would happen. That people were at, or some people asked for Matt Ryan to put up his hair. Um, there were some, KC actually put up, if KC wins, and he said this, if I win, I get Matt Ryan's spot in the booth for the A7FL championship. Now, in no way do I think that's going to happen. Um, but something will be agreed to at that point. And then Mr. Corey Hammond was called out. Corey kind of did it to himself. Yeah, Corey kind of did it to himself, as he kind of does.
fuck. I was muted.
He so he's gotten himself into a situation now where they're at basically saying, because one of the guys on there was saying that he would race the winner of Matt Ryan and Casey Cox, and then Corey got in there saying, "I'll race you, but I'll backpedal to race you." So he's talking shit. So the other dude just basically said, "Okay, well, how about we do a one-on-one? Since you want to backpedal, you be the corner, I'll be the receiver. Route, you run a route, whatever. If I catch a pass on you, then." He said there were a couple of things. One of them was that Corey Hammond had to shave his head. which, okay, can you picture Corey Hammond bald?
I'm still trying to process Matt bald. That's kind of where I was at first. Like that's really where I was still stuck at. I'm like, bro, that's why I said fuck. I was muted because when you said that, I said, oh no, not Matt, like, not fucking Matt. So yeah, whoa, both of those guys bald. Now think about it. Here be the funny part. If they're both bald as a motherfucker, and Rob's the only one up there with hair, I swear to you, Rob probably be 3 weeks in still laughing at these motherfuckers.
Because think about this: if they're doing all of this before the actual A7FL championship,
That's what I'm saying. And then
so
now
there's a possibility that Matt Ryan and Corey Hammond can be bald,
when I tell you,
and we'll be there for the whole thing.
Corey's not most likely gonna be bald. Corey, bro, I love you, but I thought it was a race. I'd have gave you more hope there, but shit, you playing corner?
I mean,
You a quarterback, dog. Like, nah, I don't know about this one. This might be one of those journeys.
he's going up one-on-one against a 52-year-old. I don't know how much that means.
That wasn't specified. That's big part of the context, sir. I'm back on Corey's side. What the fuck is going on here? I know 54-year-olds is like they new age 54-year-olds, so they ain't the old pops and grandmas no more, but like, you know what I mean? Like, ha ha. Hey Corey, you might got a shot. You might got a shot. I might be back on the Corey train on this one. It's still, we'll see. Hey. If somebody, because they both somebody's father, but I mean somebody's father, because that's an adult. Their kids are adults. They're adult or in high school, one of the two. That's somebody's.
Oh shit!
You know what I'm saying? Like Corey got kids. He got teenagers over there or adults. It's a whole different household.
If Corey Hammond had to go bald, his wife would be roasting his ass for the rest of his life.
Bro, when I tell you that
100%, that's what happened.
I seriously feel like man, look, I don't know, bro. He might have. If Buddy said that shit confident with the route thing, I'm like,
oh no, he said, bro, he was saying like some like straight up phrasing shit. Like he was some talking about he's about to get up in Corey's gooch and shit. Like yeah, no, it was getting pretty descriptive in some of the.
Hey, two things I'm gonna say. They are the other side of the ball. Hey,
people, that's a joke. That is a joke, but a goddamn good one.
Hey, look.
Oh man,
I can't sit there and just disregard. I can't disregard that. You know.
Yeah, he was and he didn't like, and even Derek and everybody, they were like, "Whoa, pause," and he's like, "No, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say it all."
He went hard, huh?
He's like, "I'm about to go in there," and I can see Big Rob in the chat going, "Hey, yo." No.
My man said, "Hold on." Nah,
Yeah, he said, yeah. It was getting very up close and personal.
well, that's what he said he gonna do. He's trying to get personal with Corey. That's what it actually sounds like. Seems like he was on par for what his message originally was. He wanted to get close and personal. Oh shit. It's 2023.
Wants to be able to smell Corey's cologne. That's what he wants.
You definitely said perfume. I'm just gonna go ahead.
I corrected myself. Thank you.
Hey, look, you still gotta acknowledge the fact that you said it.
Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. That's gonna if they win, if both parties win, like Matt and Corey, all right. You know what I mean? I don't remember what was Matt's thing. What case he had?
Well, I don't think they've agreed on anything yet, but they were throwing out suggestions. One of them, Matt going bald. Another one, KC taking Matt's place in the booth to call the championship game.
those are both Matt losing though. I mean, like, what was one of the suggestions for KC losing?
Oh shit. To be honest, I don't think Casey mentioned what he had to do.
So Matt didn't respond at all to this.
No, not that I saw. No,
All right, now Casey should
Matt was probably busy actually preparing and doing something for the benefit of the show that day.
Like Casey should be worried. Because that's a creative man, and yeah, I don't know if this is gonna work in his favor.
I would not underestimate Matt Ryan whatsoever. That's all I'm saying.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. So his creativity might be the scary point at this one.
It's my quarterback.
Exactly.
He's gonna. But I mean, I was like, yeah, nobody's gonna call out Big Rob because that's just dumb. Nor would Big Rob partake in anything that goes down. So,
Well, I feel like they knew that, so they was like, yeah, no point.
but I'm thinking about it, going like, damn, this is going to be the most entertaining and hilarious weekend I think I've ever been a part of in a while.
Yeah, hey, look, you got to have good interaction, especially the first time really being face to face with each other in this type of setting. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, definitely.
So this is.
But it's like we're kind of in between. It's like we're just sitting there like Michael Jackson meme, just fucking watching, eating with popcorn, just in the middle of the whole thing.
That's exactly until hey, look, somebody say my name, then we're good. But no one says me. I'm just gonna sit there and enjoy the show because that's hey, look, that's exactly what we came to do.
Oh, I'm excited to see what happens that day. And it's on the so we've got the conference championship um on the 9th, not this coming weekend, but the next weekend. The conference championship from the Watchmen against the Nightcrawlers and the Insomniacs versus the Chaos. Uh Scooter was also on the other side of the ball, talking a little bit, the quarterback for the Insomniacs. Um and he said all 29 guys are traveling, um, and all the staff is going too. So they're going to be very well prepared, very well traveled, um, when it comes to the conference championship. Which, credit to Derek Duncan. He had a big part in that, um, making sure that Vegas had no excuses. Um, so happy to hear it. It's going to be entertaining. There's been a lot of trash talking by Ohio for people not giving them any respect. People including Mr. Country K here. Uh,
Not a drop.
Not a goddamn drop. No fucks given whatsoever. For this. So it's gonna be. So when we get there, because we're gonna be getting there Thursday afternoon. Um, we know Friday is gonna be the beginning of everything. I don't know when they're gonna be doing like the vents against each other and stuff like that. Um, I have a feeling it would be Friday because I feel like Saturday would be a big prep day. So I feel like Friday might be when everything goes down. Um, but we'll see. Um, Gentlemen, appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Not saying goodbyes, just the station identification time. All Pro JAFFOs, highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan. I'm your host JP with Country K, Marvelous Maverick in the background. Talking A7FL. We were talking fighting and everything earlier. This episode also brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. Okay, what's the biggest thing that you're looking forward to for that weekend?
Mm, Probably the chip itself.
The game itself.
Yeah. All the other
Part
shit,
of me,
it's like gonna be fucking secondary. It's gonna be fun. You know what I mean? But yeah, the game.
part of me feels like it. Like I hope it's not a blowout.
The championship? I doubt that.
Yeah, I hope it's not.
I doubt it. I highly doubt that.
I hope so, man. Because
I'm 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 certain that Insomniac's gonna blow these boys out. That's what I'm certain of.
of the chaos.
It's gonna be over with. That shit over with. Look, you could be as mad as the fuck you want to. Go right on to the house with your old lady and all that shit, mad as fuck. Or
What
you're
about
that because I don't know how people work.
the Watchmen and the Nightcrawlers?
That's gonna be a close game. And I'm only giving Florida credit because that's where I'm from. And they got an NFL player. Like, that NFL player says last, but I really mean first. Like where I'm from is like the order is really you can flip that some bitch exactly how that stands. Just flip it. NFL player, you know, all the bullshit underneath, and then I'm last. That's what I'm saying. So, yeah. That's the reason why I feel like it's gonna be a close game. That and Baltimore not gonna take Florida lightly, so they're gonna both be playing. They're gonna be really out there playing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be a good game to watch.
I'm
This game
excited.
in the championship game.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, I'm just excited. Like honestly, this is like our first like big experience. You know what I mean? Like where it involves like a whole weekend and us having to like travel to it.
Mhm.
And it's like I'm really looking forward to just kind of the whole opportunity, the whole fact that we can be there to enjoy the game, enjoy, the people that were there to, that were there to see and the players and everything else like that. It's just going to be one of those times I feel that we're going to remember this shit for a while because all three of us are going to be there. I'm actually super excited about that to have Mad Six there with us. Um, hopefully he can get some good exposure and stuff like that while we're down there. But having the three of us there, I think, is big. Um, and I was kind of thinking about it going, all three of us are there. What kind of shit are we going to get into that weekend?
As far as what?
I feel like there's a lot that's going to be like I feel like we got a plan for it because we're going to be in so many different places that weekend. Well, maybe not because most of it's being held at the arena, right?
I'm so confused what you're talking about right now. Like, what do you mean we're gonna be in different places?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, are we really going to be in different places, or is everything being held at the arena?
It's gonna be at the Auto Field House, bro. Everything's at the Auto Field House, bro.
Everything's okay, so we don't have to worry
It's
about
gonna
that.
be like
Never
same,
mind.
it'll be
Never
like
mind.
combine at Lucas Stadium. It's gonna be just like that, bro. Just like that.
Okay. Yeah, no, never mind.
Yeah,
Well, we don't have to really go anywhere.
that's what I'm saying. Everything's gonna be there. Like when they had the games and shit, they not gonna have a flag football game during running 40s. You know what I'm saying? Like they not gonna do that.
I think You think they would let us be on the field during the flag football game and the indoor football game?
Bro, I was trying to play in both of those. That's why I'm asking, can we do those?
Oh, can we? No, we cannot play in those actual games.
Oh,
No,
oh shit. That's what I
those
was.
teams and stuff like that are already set. And
Oh, man, fuck that, man. Oh, I feel like we should. We should be able to.
that'd be good. That's a couple of down the line. So when we do the down the line, are we just gonna do the whole weekend, or are we gonna do different portions?
That's what I was talking about before offline. I was saying that we got to have a name for like for different avenues and different things that we're trying to do. Like this is a vlog situation. You see what I'm saying? So it's a whole stretched out vlog, but it'd be different episodes in the vlog. And at the same time, it's basically 3 down the lines. So that's what I was saying about like writing down content to be able to do and just having just writing out all the ideas. Like none of them are bad, so don't scratch out shit. Just write all ideas.
Yeah.
Because it's such a good amount of days and they already have everything scheduled out. We have to fill in other spaces for content. You get what I'm saying? Because that idle time can't just be unused. So we have to continue to record and film content and different things. That's why I was saying things like the Olympics with like the staff and shit like that. Because I know those guys gonna be at the house most of the time. You know what I'm saying? But like when they're not at the field house, they'll be at the actual house. You know what I'm saying? And then you can do different shit with them. You know what I'm saying? Like one night be like an Olympic type event. Just something simple. You know what I mean? Like ring toss around the fucking like cone or some shit, and then one like flip cup, like a whole bunch of drinking games, have a beer pong team, whatever the fuck. You get what I'm saying? Like it's a whole bunch of different things that we can do, film as fill in for content. So it's just a continuous thing. So that whole 4-day weekend, we literally got, like I said, 3 down the lines, right? That's that's a vlog series now, an introduction to a vlog series. You get what I'm saying? And at the exact same time, you have different elements of content that we could just put out. So we should come out of this weekend with at least 30 to 40 videos if we schedule it the right way. Is that number about right, Maverick? That's 4 days? Yep. Got a thumbs up.
Oh.
So
yeah, that's a lot of content, and I like it. I like it. I mean, we're also gonna have the podcast when we're there that Friday. You know, we might be having a guest.
Well, most likely we're having guests. Like,
100% we're having
we probably
guests.
should record episodes and save them in the chamber type shit.
Yeah, 100% we're gonna be having guests through the whole thing. So it's just gonna be cool, kind of hanging out and kind of getting to know everybody. The kind of the whole atmosphere, basically the production team of the and all that for the league, just kind of getting to know how things get run, the people behind it. A lot of them, if not all of them, more relatable than you would actually think. Uh, and I love every bit of it. And I'm thinking like that there's going to be a lot of like competitive juices flowing, a lot of friendly banter and shit talking is definitely going to be happening. I'm thinking like how much shit in person are we going to see Corey Hammond talk, and how hilarious is it going to be?
So that gives me an idea. You kind of access a part of my brain I normally don't try to use on the show because it takes me to a place where I'm, you know what I mean? Anyway, so as far as that right there, we could definitely have a piece of content right now. Like, not necessarily fucking with Corey, but just recording those pieces. And I ain't gonna say piece of shit, but I'm just saying those moments where we're getting pieces of Corey talking shit. See?
We just have a whole highlight reel of Corey's best shit talking moments of the weekend.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta remember,
we can fill a lot.
We
can fill a 20-minute video with that.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't necessarily have 20, but I would break it down into part 1, part 2, part 4, or just 4 parts, 5-minute videos a piece if we get 20 minutes of it.
Oh, Maverick, I can make the supercut for sure.
See what I'm saying?
Fuck yeah.
That's easy. It's easy to monetize. See where I'm at? That's why I've been like, all of this content, we throw them out there, bro. I'm telling you, you get all of that. You keep talking about Corey. Rob, he talk more shit than Corey. Corey talk volume. Rob is a jugular boxer. You hear me? He is a jugular boxer. He don't even
Right to the throat. We're not going to sit here and have a discussion, motherfucker. It's going to be over now. One punch knockout style.
He goes only for the jugular. So you get moments. You got moments, bro. I'm telling you. You got a lot of moments, especially during those. Like, say if we have those, like, say if we have a beer pong shit, for instance. Holy shit, that's so much fucking content because they're gonna naturally just talk shit in the competition aspect. They're competitors, and then you get people that aren't competitors or they're competitors and they don't play anymore and they're just a part of the crew that'll come out of them. And be like, this motherfucker talking shit. And draining the motherfuckers. Poop, poop, poop.
I cannot wait, dude. It's gonna be so fucking awesome. Like, honestly. Like, just to, I don't know, just thinking of all the possibilities that could happen, for that weekend. And I'm glad we're going. I'm glad we've been invited to go and everything like that. That's awesome. We definitely appreciate everybody in the A7FL 3-on-1 podcast other side of the ball. I think Trey just dropped his own podcast with another player called Our View. So go check that out as well. We've had Trey Robinson on this show before, one of the most shit talking episodes we've had, not including Corey Hammond. So he has his. Go check that out. And people, it's been one hell of a ride. We're in 211 episodes in, through about a 3-year span. We kept grinding, we kept going, and all the hard work is paying off. We're ending up going to the A7FL Championship. A lot more else to come. We got San Jose State season coming up again, really soon. We're gonna be talking with Hans again pretty soon because we definitely need to talk to him before the Spence Crawford fight. Kay, will you say something?
No, I said it was season 2.1 for San Jose State.
Yep.
And I say 0.1 because our first game was the
last game of the season.
Right.
Yeah. 2.1. That's good. So we'll get to see that. We get to enjoy all of that, and hopefully a lot more things kind of set up along the way, which I think it will. I really do believe it will. We've gotten to a point right now. We've made a lot of pretty good connections, I think, and we definitely have the capabilities to be making things happen. So it's definitely going to happen. Just stay with us. We appreciate you guys on the Jaffa Army for being with us this entire time from the very beginning up until now. This Wednesday, we will see you guys again on Friday. Talking A7FL. We've got Dub Alvarez from the other side of the ball, who's going to be joining us on Friday to talk A7FL, get more of the Vegas side of things, considering we know pretty much everything there is to know about the East. We want to know more about the West, so Dub Alvarez is going to be with us. Don't miss that. You see all the social medias there at the bottom. We just did a reaction video and everything. Go check that out. Got a lot of good stuff out there on the social media contents. We build together, we grow together. We appreciate the hell out of you guys for being with us. For myself, JP, for the 6'10 Beast from the Southeast, Mr. Country K, and for the marvelous Maverick in the background, we'll see you guys again next time. Deuces.